Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. I'm your host, Don Elmy. With me is Kate and Roberts.
Hi.
Yeah, so
Hi, people.
yeah, it's good to be back. It's been too long. Yeah, we couldn't cover last week because of what was going on with Nick, but he just got out of the hospital today, so they're very thankful that he's recovering finally.
Yes, thank goodness. We're so happy Nick's got to come home.
Yes. Hey, Thomas. Good to see you. Hey, Santi. Oh, even the comment display looks different. Yeah, so just for context, we started it like with a new service. Still trying to figure out all the functions of it. I just recently started using it, but yeah, so far. But yeah, overall, it's been going well so far. Like, let's see. Hopefully, there's no. Yep, it's a whole new format, Sarah. Yeah, still trying to figure out how the background works. That's why I haven't put it. Usually, we have a background for that for well, like based on the episode we're covering. But
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, but I'll get it figured out. Yeah, like this is all new to us. Oh, and so today we are covering the third chapter of George Romero's Dead franchise, which was released in 1985. It is Day of the Dead, and like I said, third installment. First one was Night of the Living Dead, released in 1968, a classic, and another classic, Dawn of the Dead, released in 1978. And this Day of the Dead, which is arguably the most graphic, most gory chapter of those three films.
Yeah, I have to say I didn't enjoy it. I just watched a few bits and pieces and I was like, I physically cannot watch this. Like it makes my stomach churn and I'm like, it's just not my cup of tea. But I appreciate that there's some iconic scenes in it. And I can see why people like the storyline, but the whole gory section of it, I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Oh yeah, I totally hear you. Yeah, like yeah, I feel it's like Tom Savini just really went all out on it. Like yeah, Tom Savini, Kate, he does all the zombie makeup, the gore effects. He does that. He's done that for all sorts of movies, such as Friday the 13th, Creep Show. The list goes on.
So he's very good at what he does, and
Oh yeah,
that's great, but not for me.
I got you.
Yeah. I'm the other way. I just point and laugh. Usually at the non-comical scenes, but I'm like that. it'll just uh, it'll just hit my funny bone for some reason. I'll just have to laugh at things, especially the scene with the hands coming out the wall.
Oh yeah, that opening scene, like
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. Just that whole first 6 minutes of the film. That's
yeah.
yeah, and it's like a little build up. Like it's like an empty room, yeah, like where
The box.
Sarah's in there. Yeah, Sarah's in there alone. She goes up to the calendar and decides, okay, Halloween's over. Let me just flip the calendar. But nope, one less scare.
I think
um,
they used it in another movie, didn't they? Or they used it a few times. That sort of scene where the hands come out the wall and try and get you with the jump scare.
yeah, that's been done in several different movies. Oh, here's someone new. Woo Riders DG from Northeast Florida. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, that's awesome. Florida's a good state, and it's also where this movie takes place. And yeah, the opening scene we're just talking about was where they walk into the town. That was Fort Myers, Florida.
Okay.
And I believe some of my family have. I personally haven't been there, but some of my family has, and I recognize the Edison Theater that was featured in it.
Oh, nice. I've never been to Florida, so I haven't really traveled much in the States, but it's definitely a state I would like to go to in the future.
It's worth.
Yeah.
Oh, it's worth it, Katie. Like there's pretty much no snow there. It's very decent weather year round. Oh, here we've got Nikki. Hey, Nick.
Hey. Hi. It's really zoomed in on your face, Nikki.
Yeah, it's zoomed in.
I don't know why.
Yeah, because she's using her phone.
Yeah, it
I
must be.
mean, you're beautiful anyway, but it's just like it was like right there in your face. Bless you. How are
Yeah,
you?
you're good.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm
Isn't Jill from Florida? Oh no, that's not too. What was that? I have no idea what just happened.
I don't know either. That was weird.
Yeah. So let's see. Jill is from California, Santi.
I just wanted to answer Santi's comment about Instagram. Don't worry, there's going to be a new Instagram at some point, Santi. So yeah, don't feel bad. Don't worry, it's all fine. Just the investigation group. I have no idea where that's coming from. What is that noise?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I think someone
I'm
may
going
have their mobile
to
phone
tell.
to the
And
computer.
then Don, you carry on talking. We see where it's coming from.
I do not know what's doing that.
Well, I'm muted, so it can't be me.
Some kind of interference from your end, Nikki. Yeah, it might be Jeremy. Oh, no, sorry, Nikki. Oh, hey, Leon. How's it going, man? So, yeah, so let's talk about that opening scene. So, yeah, there's that little fake out, that nightmare sequence that Sarah has, but she's actually flying around the helicopter. And yeah, going there with John and Bill and her boyfriend Miguel, who is a soldier. And so they decided to set down in Fort Myers to try to see if they can find any survivors. But nope, Fort Myers is full of undead.
I mean, what would you even do in that situation?
I would just.
Firebomb it.
Wouldn't you just give up though? Because there's too many of them, or would you? Would you? I don't know.
It's
I
not
don't
my.
know what I do.
It's not my nature to give up. If I see this, I fight. Like is
Yeah.
either one of two options: fight or run. That's one thing that Resident Evil taught me at an early age. If you don't have what it takes to fight a whole bunch of zombies or monsters, you just run.
Yeah. I suppose you just get to a nearest car and like just try your best to get out of there, or helicopter.
Yeah, yeah. Get to the chopper. Yes, but yes, I just love that scene how they just made it look like like a completely dead city. Not just because there's undead there, but just because of how shut down it is. Like there's like when like, this feels like what it would be like if there if and like what would be like after mankind leaves this world through some kind of apocalyptic event. Like the city would be completely empty, nobody maintaining the roads, nobody there to basically keep the plan. Like the businesses are empty. Like everything is just completely deserted. And also, I imagine like trees growing, and probably the not probably the roads would definitely be covered in more grass and weeds. It's like when mankind leaves the world, nature is taking it back.
Yeah, it's like all of those apocalyptic films. Because you're reading I Am Legend at the moment, aren't you, Don?
I just got it, yes, but
Yeah.
I'm not reading it just yet. I got it to something as a little something to read down the road. Yeah, I'm building up a book collection, but yeah, here's what I just bought.
Drum
Oh,
roll, please.
there's another good series I've been reading myself called Slow Burn, and that's about zombies as well.
Nice.
That's really cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd love to read the book. I haven't read the book.
I'm looking forward to it. Poison Ivy for the win. Yep. Yeah, and Poison Ivy definitely has that motivation. Like she's all about. She's basically like an eco terrorist. She believes plant life is more important than human life, and wants to cover the world with plants again.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, Batman villain.
Hmm.
Let's just say this: I like her in the Arkham games and in the Harley Quinn series on HBO Max, but I did not like the way I did not like her character in Batman and Robin. It's like she teams up with Mister Freeze, who wants to create a new ice age, but she wants to cover the world in plants. Yeah, that's contradictory.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, there's no way how it's
Yeah,
and yet they still want to work together.
that was just silly.
Yeah, that story was a mess. Anyway, so as for this film, Uh, yeah, I like how I think the zombie makeup effects have definitely improved. Yeah, like I noticed in Dawn of the Dead, like the zombies looked all bluish. But here it was like more gray. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I have to leave. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry, Nikki. Sorry you were having
Oh, sorry,
interference.
Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate that movie. Oh, Batman and Robin. Yeah, we don't talk about Batman and Robin. All right.
Yeah,
Oh man. But
I have to say the zombies were definitely scarier in this one than
oh
the
yes.
others. Yeah,
Here, let
much
me just
scarier.
yeah, here, let me just pull up see if I can find an image of like what the zombies were like in Day of the Dead. Hang on. Oh, but show me pictures of that terrible remake from 2008. Yeah, don't even bother. Let's see. Day of the Dead, 1985. Oh, and also that one zombie that was that the first zombie that appeared in there, who like I don't know if I could show an image of it on here, but who had like the jaw that was like really messed up, the lower jaw that was all broken apart. Turns out that was an animatronic. Like
Oh,
like
okay.
I was impressed when I learned about that. I'm just like that actually looked like a real person. Like wow,
Yeah, because it's 80s it came out, right?
1985. Yes.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They have a new what, meta quest thing for the. Okay. So Sarah was talking about the argument. Okay, here's what. One of the few times we were rooting for the zombies instead of survivors. Yeah, that zero. That was the case near the end when the soldiers became, yeah, extremely hostile. I mean, tension building up, especially well, the one character in there who is easily not only the most disdainable character of the whole of her franchise. He's one of the most disdainable characters in horror movie history. Captain Henry Rhodes. Oh, that guy was that was like way over the top villainy. Did they win any
I
awards for makeup? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they should have done really. I have to ask, was the bad guy British?
Joe Polito, I don't believe he was. Let me.
Oh, they're usually British.
Uh,
He was American.
Oh,
here,
oh, okay.
Polito. Yeah, he died in recent years. Joseph
Oh
Polito.
no.
Let's see. He did appear in Dawn of the Dead before this. He played one of those. It was in the extended version though. Mainly, he played one of the cops at the dock who was like hey, what kind of who was hassling no, from the two news anchors, Fran and Steven. Yeah, like but then Roger stopped them. Yeah, that's in the extended cut. That's not in the theatrical version. I like the whole movie. Yes, there were definitely moral issues in this film. Definitely.
Could
Like
you tell me the moral issues? Because I watched like 40% of it through the.
because of the gore. I got no,
Yeah.
I got you. But yeah, the issue. This is like an example. Like the whole message of this film is like what happens when even just the smallest bit of society remaining, like a small community within an apocalyptic world, if there are different characters with different ideas, so determined to follow through with their ideas, not willing to just compromise or whatnot, everything's going to shatter. Society crumbles under certain pressures. Yeah, because
Interesting.
yeah, because the scientists wanted to find a cure or some way to reverse the effects of the undead. Well, one of the scientists, Logan, he wanted to find a way to domesticate them, like dogs, you know, through
Yeah.
the process of reward and punishment. But and then the soldiers, they just wanted to unplug the whole operation, like just dismantle everything and get the hell out of there. But let's see. But then there were the two characters. There was the helicopter pilot, John, and the radio operator, Bill. They would just wanted to. I mean, they also wanted to do the same thing, escape as well. But but yeah, the soldiers were definitely much more hostile about it. Yeah, Rhodes, Steele, and Rickles. Oh, and also, I just learned the actors who played Steele and Rickles are also no longer with us.
Oh my gosh, so
Yeah,
many.
I mean, this was 40 years ago. I mean, a lot can happen in 40 years.
Yeah, true. I guess the other moral is not to mess with Mother Nature.
Well, I don't know if it was really tampering with nature that caused.
It's like
Wait, wait.
trying to bring back the undead, and
Well,
you don't want to mess.
it's never really well. It is implied what happened with them when what
Mm,
brought the undead, brought the dead back to life in Night of the Living Dead. It talks about a space probe that returned from Venus that carried radiation that could have caused the undead.
I
Yeah,
see.
that's it's heavily implied that's what the case was. Oh, here,
Mm,
wait. Nick's saying, "Hi guys, just stopping in to say hi before departing. Still resting. Oh hey, yeah, you rest up, man.
Yay, Nick.
So
Hey,
Sending you
Nick.
lots of love. Get well soon.
yeah,
We
for
really
sure.
miss you.
So glad he's out of the hospital.
Now you're
Definitely.
becoming a zombie, Nick.
Zombies in GTA are wild. Yeah, they can be. I wonder if they're going to create a zombie mode for the new GTA.
There's zombies in GTA.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe, or you could like maybe you could like dress up as zombies or something. But there was, I mean, there was definitely zombies in Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that I loved.
I remember seeing.
Oh, here Zero says Bub the zombie was the highlight of this movie. He totally was. He was definitely the highlight. One of my favorite zombies of all time. Yeah,
What
Bub.
did he do?
Yeah, Bub the zombie. He was the. You know how I said Dr. Logan was trying to like domesticate the zombies, like through reward but yeah, Bub was the zombie that showed the most promise in that. He was his intelligence was increasing. He was not being hostile towards people. Yeah, he just he they had
Oh, that one. Yes, yep, yep.
yes, like Logan like gave him a razor to shave and then a book to read. I like how he gave him Salem's Lot, amazing book by the way.
Stephen King.
Yes,
Nice.
hopefully, yeah. Oh yes, Bub,
Oh,
there he is.
yes, there he is. Okay, yep.
Yeah, I love how he was.
Terrifying.
Oh yes, yeah, but yeah, like the zombie makeup on him was incredible, and I love his expressions. He's able to like show emotion. He just yeah, Bob was incredible, and yeah, even the first zombie like learning how to use a gun. Yeah. Oh, Kate, I think you're cutting out there. Did you mute?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got my dishwasher in the
Oh,
background, so I'm trying not to like disturb everybody with my
oh, I
dishwasher.
oh no, I understand.
So when I'm
Don't
not
worry, Kate.
talking,
We're all disturbed anyway.
I know, honestly. So when I'm not talking, I'm going to mute myself just so you don't hear my
Uh,
dishwasher. So
oh,
yeah, it's not
sounds
very
like
scary.
sounds like it's stopping. I don't hear anything. Oh yeah. So this zombie was played by Sherman Howard, I think his name is. Here, let me see what other work he's done. Day of the Dead. Hang on. Let me take a look real quick. Let's see. Oh, here. Oh, there's also one cast member I wanted to mention. John Alphas, who played Fisher. He was one of the scientists. He made a appearance in Dawn of the Dead. Very brief appearance. Even on the rooftop scene where the SWAT teams were trying to like empty out a building with where all this I guess Mexican Puerto Rican immigrants were like trying to keep their dead there. Like they're supposed to like destroy all dead, but yeah, like and the leader of them was Martinez, and it looked like and I thought something seems off about him. Like it was supposed to be like a Puerto Rican guy, but then I researched it. And I'm like, oh wait, no, it's a white guy in brown face. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty racist. But yeah,
Oh,
this was 1978.
yeah. Yeah, they just
John M. Plus.
were not that educated back then about, you know, racism.
Let's see. Oh, here I
Yeah.
go. I found him. Sherman Howard. He's done a lot of voices in mainly like TV shows and video games. He's oh yeah, I believe he voiced the main villain of Jack 2, Core. I love Jack and Dexter.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Oh yeah. So even before I saw this movie, I've seen a bit of his work. Yeah, he also did voices for American Tail movie. He did the voice in Jumanji. I think. Yeah, when I researched him, I think he did a voice in that as well. So he's done a lot of good work over the years. Um, oh here. Which side of you would you fall on, the scientists or the soldiers? Yeah, I would say scientists because I felt like the soldier at least they were trying to do something productive, but the soldiers were just being hostile and like aggressive towards everyone, especially Rhodes.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah,
Team
like
scientists.
the very first minute Rhodes is on the screen, you hate him immediately. Seriously. Let's see.
Was he anything like Schwarzenegger?
Probably not. It's like it's like everybody's satisfied with the end of it with the last like 3 minutes of that you see him because he gets his comeuppance, when it's like after he's killed Logan because he learned that Logan has been feeding the Bub the what's left of the soldiers who had died, and that drove Rhodes over the edge and just like went went completely crazy, and then killed Logan. Bub saw that Logan found Logan's corpse and decided he knew the soldiers did that, so like so Bub grabbed a gun and just went after the soldiers. Yeah, Steel first, but he didn't kill Steel like the other zombies did. Well, no, actually, no, I take that back. Steel was bitten by one of the zombies, and then he took his own life. Yeah, he was the one that shot himself. Let's see. And as for Rhodes, so Bob goes after Rhodes. Shoots him shoots Rhodes a few times, non fatally, but seriously hurting him. Rhodes walks over to the door at the end of the hallway. A bunch of zombies are right behind the door, and then gets taken down, ripped in half.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that scene. That scene is iconic though, but didn't have the stomach for it. What about you, Robert? I guess you just laughed, like you said.
Yeah, pretty much. He got what he deserved.
Yeah, and let's see. Here, I'm trying to look up like how they did that, like those that effect here. Yeah, because they like had him laying down like his head was shown, like the rest of the body that you see in the movie was fake. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, like he ended up getting like being soaked in that blood and all that, and it was oh man,
That'd be like John Hurt in Alien. Just the
yeah,
head and the rest of the body fake.
yeah. I was about to say that it must be a very similar effect around the same time as well, right? Of Alien.
85, 79, I think Alien was,
Oh,
wasn't it?
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
6 years.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and the whole his final line choke on them was ad libbed. Yeah, that was his own. That was his own thing. He was like choke on 'em," as he died right there.
Wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, here. Oh, wait, I just looked it up. Here we go. Okay, it says right here the blood and entrails that were used were real. The pig intestines and blood were used from a slaughterhouse to create the scene. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and also the entrails were were then spoiled over time, and then yeah, some people got sick from that. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Yeah, totally. Hey, Billy.
I think I think similar was used in Tremors, wasn't it? Blood, pig guts and entrails and blood.
Uh, yeah, I got a little bit. Oh, here. Bob the Zombie. Yep, he definitely avenged his master. He avenged Logan. I mean, Logan was pretty much losing it as well. Everybody, it was like Miguel said, everybody was collapsing. Like Logan was like pretty much driven into madness. Because that's the thing. You gotta remember, they were deep underneath an underground bunker. Completely. So you get the sense of isolation. Like that. It's like that becomes your world now. Your safe haven. You're just being down there where the bunker and mines. It's like that, and you're living down there long periods of time. It's like it's bound to drive anybody crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
And Logan went over the edge, like, and it was like doing something completely unethical. Like feeding his zombies, rewarding their good behavior by feeding them parts of dead bodies of the soldiers. Yeah, was the collapse the reason the soldiers were corrupt? Oh yeah, the society collapsing, and the soldiers hated the zombies, and several of them had good reason to. Like I noticed, yeah, some people didn't really realize this. I'm surprised nobody commented about this, but I saw Rickles on his hand. You look at certain parts on the film. There are shots of his hand. He had a ring on his finger, so which implies that he was married, but his spouse was killed by zombies.
Oh, that's a tragic story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's easy to think of these soldiers as a bunch of scumbags, but then when you really look into like into
Yeah.
certain details like that.
Yeah, totally.
Hey,
Hi, Joe.
Joe. Hey, Chris.
Yo, Chris.
Yeah. How long after Dawn of the Dead does Day of the Dead take place? I would have to say of just like several years. They never specifically say just how long afterwards, but I would guess a few years. Which how judging by just um, how deteriorated Fort Myers was in that opening scene. So it's fair to assume that the rest of the country was like that. Like
I
where
just looked that up. The 1985 film Day of the Dead takes place years after the events of 1978 film Dawn of the Dead. It doesn't say how long, but it's years. Yeah, you're right.
okay, yeah, and I remember Bill said like then like during that meeting that the scientists were with the soldiers, he said that the power was out on in America and all the shopping malls are closed. So yeah, no more shopping mall refuge like in Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, that's ideal, isn't it? It's like the best place to go, to a mall, if you're in that
Like
situation.
tails.
Yeah, not just zombies. The soldiers hated the survivor. Yep, that too. Yeah, it may have
It's
been under
earlier.
it would definitely it may have been under Rhodes' influence because I will say Rhodes did not improve the situation. Yeah, I mean we could I'm sure we can all agree on that. Hello from
He
oh
definitely wasn't helping.
yeah, definitely. Hey, welcome Terry. Thanks for
Hi.
tuning in. Yep. So, yep. Today we're covering Day of the Dead. Yeah, like the. Did you catch the Romero cameo? Oh wait, cameo. Hmm. I'm not sure. I mean, oh yeah, I've seen his cameo in Dawn of the Dead in that opening scene with where he was like working at a news station like a technician. Him and his who was his wife at the time, Christine Romero. Yeah, they were both were like working like trying to like figure out new rescue stations, like a list of rescue stations because they were working with outdated information. Wait, imagine if the survivors of both Dawn meet each other in another Dead movie. Oh, if only, because remember, the fate of Dawn of the Dead was ambiguous. It's like they didn't have that much fuel left in their helicopter, so when they left the mall in that chopper, they just. It's like you never know what happened to them. You don't know if they survived. You don't know if they're dead. You don't know.
Yeah, it would have been good if they made like the movies after, they made a huge comeback, like, oh wow, they survived, or that would have been so cool. But
Right.
yeah, they never did.
Yeah. It's like it just leaves it all to mystery. That's what I like about Dawn of the Dead. And and of course, at the end of Day of the Dead, it shows like the zombies have taken over that underground bunker as they have been doing with Fort Myers, with that mall and Dawn of the Dead, just taking over.
It's never a happy ending, is it?
Not really.
It doesn't say at the end, and they lived happily ever after. Just the
Well,
zombies.
well, in some sense, they did in Day of the Dead. I mean, the survivors, Sarah, John, and Bill, they get away in the helicopter onto some island. I'm assuming the Caribbean because that's close by to that's within because
Yeah,
it takes place in Florida, so it's
yeah,
fair to assume that they took refuge on some island offshore from Florida, and
yeah.
they live
Oh.
out their days on island. And I like how she's still keeping track of the days, like starting a new calendar in November.
Mm.
Well, someone has to. The whole world is dead. There's nobody. There's like, it was like implying. It was there was some implication that the people that those survivors in Day of the Dead in that bunker were the only people left because they couldn't raise anybody on the radio. There was
Yeah.
nothing but zombies gathering outside their fences on the above.
Mm. Yeah, I guess she had to start somewhere. So
Yeah,
November.
yeah, that's man, that's depressing.
Something I just found. It says, also worth noting that the script apparently says it's been 5 years since the dead started to rise, but this isn't shown or stated on screen. That's
Hmm,
the Day of the Dead.
really? Hmm, interesting. And I mean, now let's talk about the zombies. I love one of the things I love about the way the zombies were done in this is just you could just take a look at the way they're dressed and you could just tell what they were when they were alive when the whole world was normal. There was no
Yeah.
one day plague. You could see what they were in their past life. Like you see let's see, opening scene. There was that girl that was dressed in a high school band, like school band outfit. And let's see, there later on we see a football player, we see a clown, we see a bride. we see several people in suits, so they could have been businessmen. It's like gives you an idea of what these people once were.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess if they did it nowadays, everybody would just be in tracksuits and hoodies.
Isolation totally changes the mindset, especially in horror. Yeah, I feel like they went in more into detail. They got more detailed on that. That's with the Night of the Living Dead remake, which is the next zombie movie that we will be covering after this one. I don't know when we're going to cover that, but that will be the next zombie movie.
There we go. I was just thinking, if it happened nowadays, how many zombies would be going around with Crocs on? Can you imagine?
Oh man, yeah.
Because Crocs are so trendy at the moment, and I don't get why. But yeah, can you imagine zombies and Crocs?
No Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. Like we fit scheduling conflicts. You know, like I was planning on Thanksgiving, but I'm sorry, on Thanksgiving. You know, we covered Thanksgiving last year. Yeah, we were. I was definitely considering Thanksgiving, but I was still wanted to make room this month for antlers because Nick has been really wanting to cover that, and I feel like November would be the best time to cover that. So, and it has to do with
Yeah.
a monster from Native American folklore, and and it's about to be Thanksgiving, so I feel like it'd be the perfect time for that.
Isn't it Native American Heritage Month?
Wendigo.
Yep, the
Yeah.
Wendigo. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm planning that for next week, assuming that Nick will be fully recovered. I'm sure he will
Yeah.
be. You know, like he's making good progress. So
Mm.
I just want
Fingers
to
crossed for Nick.
yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, Nick, if you're watching this, man, hey, we're all praying for you, man. Yeah. So hopefully you'll be 100% real soon. And hey, as soon as you do, man, dinner party at my place. All all of us are.
Yay. Don's cooking.
Yep.
I'll book the air flight.
Take you a day to get there, Robert. It'll be worth
It took me 18 hours to get from here. Went from here to Brisbane, Brisbane to New Zealand, New Zealand to San Francisco, then San Francisco up to Portland, Oregon.
Oh
That took
my
18 hours.
gosh. I can't even
Wow.
imagine.
Mm.
Man.
That's crazy. Which side of Australia are you on?
I'm on the East Coast. Nikki's on the West Coast.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. You did mention that you were in opposite ends of Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
Mm,
2 hours behind me.
yeah. And
wow.
I mean, I personally, I've never been to Australia, but it looks nice. Like I would definitely would love to see Sydney. I would love to see the outback.
Hmm.
Yeah, obviously there's some wildlife that you got to be cautious about.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have kangaroos that jump into the yard here, and often go by my window right here. Snakes haven't gone. I haven't come across any snakes, but apparently when they've been mowing the lawn here, they have come across snakes here. A
Mm.
Oh,
few
nice.
different other weird animals.
What's your worst wildlife story, Robert, where something went wrong to do with wildlife? Like
Uh, I
spiders.
haven't had anything personally, but I'd say the worst one would be when Steve Irwin got done by the stingray.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah, that
remember.
was awful.
I remember when they announced it. My dad actually woke me up. That said that it was summertime. I was like, I was on summer
Yeah,
break. It
that's
was
right on.
2006. Yeah, my dad woke me up and said, "Hey, Don, Steve, the crocodile hunter just died." And I'm just like, "Wait, what?"
Mm-hmm.
I was in complete disbelief.
Well, we
Yeah,
went
that
we
was
went to
horrific.
the Portland Zoo after that about a week after, and they'd already had a thing set up for the memorial of him and collection type plate.
Oh,
So just they didn't waste any time. They
No.
got things set up there.
And there was nothing they could do, obviously, like
No,
over
the barb
stingray.
pierced the heart. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Anything that happens to the heart or the brain, then you're done.
Hmm.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Well, they've also had the zombie Australians, although you couldn't really tell them apart from the bogans.
So, like, obviously, this movie shows that everybody has different ideas of how to handle a situation. But
Yeah.
oh yeah, Sarah, I'm with you. I'm surprised. I was expecting Tom to be here.
Hmm.
Yeah, this definitely.
Crazy.
Yeah, this movie's definitely up his alley.
Yeah, I'm not
But you know, say
sure.
something else.
I messaged him. I'm not sure if he was taking a break. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I mean, he could be taking care of his dad. We don't know. So
Yeah,
yeah.
or
If,
might be looking after the Queen.
I mean, hey, if he's not able to, I'm sure he has a good reason to. So
Goddess, I should say.
yeah. But so this movie obviously focusing on the whole concept of everybody just having different ideas of handling a very dire situation. But
Mhm.
how would you handle, like, if a zombie apocalypse did happen in real life? Well, it's like, what would your game plan be?
So I would probably drive to my cousin's in Minnesota and we would try and band together because she's really good at survival skills and camping and all of that stuff
Ah,
and anything to do with, what's it like, doom, what's the word where they're like doom preppers or something.
doing preparation.
Yeah, she's like
Like,
so good at that stuff. So I would go there. I would just go for it. Like as soon as there was an outbreak or any start of it, like I'd be off. I would go.
Mhm.
oh, allergies. Okay, I got you, Tom. Hey, no worries, man.
Oh,
Well, hey,
Tom.
hey, hey, don't worry about the show, man. You just focus on getting better. So
Get well
Yeah.
soon, Tom.
yeah, because hey, it's that time of the year. I know how it is. I've had allergies myself from time to time.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
did tell me that. I'm so sorry. My memory is so rubbish at the moment. But yeah, he did say.
Yeah, here, let's see. This is Tom's world. This is Tom's world. This is Tom's world.
Is he here? We should hear the SpongeBob laugh if he's here.
Nope, didn't work.
No.
It's showtime.
Oh man.
Damn it.
For me, I'd probably take the approach that they actually did in one of the Australian zombie movies, where they they were faced with a huge wall that was unclimbable. It was massive, and just go about waiting it out because in that one, the aliens had actually turned everyone into zombies with meteorite rocks. The ones that were affected by the rocks, like one woman got a hole straight through her guts, and she turned into a zombie. And
Oh,
and I can't remember the name of the film though. Go look that up.
oh,
But
oh,
yeah,
oh,
they
guy with a hole in her stomach.
yeah.
Oh, that was Death Becomes Her.
No, that
That
was
was the Gallagher.
It was an Australian zombie
Oh, okay,
movie.
okay. It was an Australian film. Okay, so that's yeah, my bad. My bad.
Yeah, and they just had to wait it out because the aliens came back and fixed everyone up, except for, of course, for the one with the hole in the stomach because she died.
Right. Oh wait, there was one zombie movie that I know from New Zealand that Peter Jackson
Mhm.
directed, Dead Alive. I believe,
Yeah.
yeah, I believe they call the movie Brain Dead over there. Like there's different titles for
Okay.
that movie, but
Yeah.
yeah, but here in America we call it Dead Alive.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's very similar to what you were saying. Like people were getting killed by zombies by having holes torn through them by them, ripping their hearts. Yeah, like Kate, I will warn you, Dead Alive is insanely violent. I mean, this is like
Okay.
it is one of the most graphic horror movies I have ever seen, and with everything that I have covered on this channel and everything that I've seen over the years, that is saying a lot.
Okay. I'm going to put that on the blacklist then.
Even though there's some comedy to it, it's mixing like comedy with splatter. They call it splatstick. Yeah,
Okay.
like there was one scene where like a reverend was fighting off zombies at a cemetery and like using kung fu and being like, "I kick ass for the Lord."
Oh no.
I thought that was funny, but yeah. Then there's like, oh man, the zombie baby was ridiculous.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah, I don't think that's up my alley.
Then, then, then they
Yeah.
had
Cup
then
of
they had the
tea.
movie Black Sheep where the sheep got infected and started biting people, and
Oh yes, I remember
they
that one.
got yeah, that was New Zealand as well.
Oh man, yeah, Black Sheep. Yeah, though, yeah, that was ridiculous. As for yeah, let's see. As for how I would survive a zombie apocalypse, I would get out of Chicago because if a zombie outbreak happens, like
Yeah.
obviously the city would be reduced to chaos. There'd be You know, people either if there's no zombies there, there's going to be like like panic unlike anything you've ever seen. There's going to be lots of looting, lots of people, you know, and I want nothing to do with that. I want to like, you know, like I think like the whole family should just round up and we just go north. This one place that we vacation at, somewhere very isolated. Yeah, like there's
I agree. Yeah, just get out of there.
yeah, totally. And we might follow, see if certain techniques work from this one book that I loved since I was a teenager.
Yeah, Tom, it would be a nightmare. You'd no more Philly cheesesteaks.
Philly cheesesteaks, yeah, no more Chicago deep dish.
Oh yeah, I remember that book, the zombie survival
Yep.
guide. Like, is it legit info or is it just a
I think
joke?
I think it's got a lot of great ideas. It explains
Okay.
like it says you know, like it recommends you have like always have short hair so that way there's nothing for zombies to grab onto. Like and like tight fit clothes so zombies won't grab on their clothes. Like this would not fly. Zombies will grab this, pull it down. But then, and let's see,
So
it
you
says
would have to go around, shave your head, and have no clothes.
well, not shave your head. Just don't have like extremely long hair. Like
Okay.
my hair might be fine with that. But that's one of the suggestions. It says like let's see, hold on. Oh yeah, cut and like keep your hair short and have tight fit clothes. Let's see, and it recommends using like crossbows if possible. You know, silent kills because the gunfire would attract zombies. They're attracted to noise. Let's see, flamethrowers. Oh here, yeah. See, it discusses it right here.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, makes sense.
And let's see what else. Oh here, immediate defense. Always have your oh, here it shows like what possible places would be useful to hold up in. Like it says right here, office buildings would be you know office buildings and apartment buildings. If you can disable the elevators and barricade or destroy the stairways, it can be a tower of safety.
Until
Yeah.
you need food, though, right?
Oh yeah.
And water.
Yeah. They do cover that too. Like they covers fishing right here as well. And also, if you guys
Mm.
are wondering, yeah, this book was actually written by Max Brooks, and you know who his dad is?
Now, Brooks.
Mel Brooks, Hollywood.
Wow.
Yep, big Hollywood EGOT status filmmaker Mel Brooks. I have always loved his work, especially Spaceballs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, the guy is extremely funny. You know, and wow, yeah, like let's see, Young Frankenstein is another childhood favorite of mine. But yeah, his son Max
Whoa.
Brooks is a
Whoa.
successful writer about zombie apocalypses and zombie survival guide. He also wrote World War Z.
Mhm.
Wow, I did not know this.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like the movie was sure the movie was very different from the source material, but yeah, still, well, I'm satisfied with both film and book. May the oh yeah, that's the most important thing about surviving the zombie apocalypse. May the Schwartz be with you.
I did find the Australian movie. It's called Undead.
Oh, it is. Hmm.
Mm.
I'll have to take a look at that. Let's
Yeah.
see. Undead.
The
Wait,
plot to it is after losing her family farm to the bank, local beauty pageant winner Renee decides to leave the small town of Berkeley. A number of strange meteorites are seen falling nearby, turning the local inhabitants into zombies.
I think I found it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, I've seen the image of this before. The cover. Yeah, I just didn't. I
Yeah.
just wasn't able to find the movie. This is from 2003.
Yeah.
Schwartz as in Spice. Oh no, the Schwartz like that Mel Brooks talked
I
about it.
was joking. Yeah, no.
But yeah, like Spaceball. Me and my cousins have fond memories of that movie. Watching it when we were younger.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
But yeah, like
Yogurt. I hate yogurt, especially with strawberry.
but yeah, like I said, if a zombie apocalypse did happen, I would not be here. I would head up north in Wisconsin, away from everything that's going on. And the place I'm going to is our vacation spot. It's like so the town itself is surrounded by lake water. Yeah, just all you have to do is like
Yeah,
destroy any way that a zombie could possibly get on there.
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Good
and,
escape plan.
Yeah, and also it's around, and also in the lake, lots of fishing. So we'd be living off of bass and perch and walleye.
Unless they get infected too and become zombies.
Yeah, the zombies in this, uh, assuming that the zombies in this world would be the same as zombies in George Romero movies, the animals don't get infected, just people. But it's always different. Like The Walking Dead, the animals do get infected. Let's see, Resident Evil, like the animals not only get infected but mutate.
Uh huh.
Yeah, so it's different in all sorts of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different examples. Let's see. I love seafood. Oh yeah, totally. Fish sounds so good right now. Yes. Next. Oh wait. Next on the news is Rocky 5000. Yeah, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Rocky 5000.
How many Rocky films are there?
I think 6 or 7.
Wait,
No way.
there's 9.
9. Bloody
What?
hell.
Well, yeah, if you count the first 5 Rocky movies, then there was Rocky Balboa in 2006, and then there's the Creed franchise, and that's 3 movies.
Wow. I
Yep.
did not know that. That's insane.
Oh yeah, I mean, I personally like Creed. I thought it was nice. It's like it's like a good way to like transition to like a whole new character. It's like sure it focuses on Rocky Balboa, yeah, like
Mm,
he plays some important role, but
yeah,
basically taking up his new role as like a mentor, just like how it's like come full circle. He was like the
Yeah.
underdog, and then he became a mentor, just like Mick did in the first 3 movies.
yeah,
But
true.
you're missing out on the most important Rocky picture, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh yeah, Rocky Horror Picture, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's Tom's favorite film.
Can just imagine Rushaf going, Adrian!
Oh man. Let's see. There were some other things I wanted to comment on. Hang on.
Oh, Hannah's got a good question. Did you guys see the fight against Jake Paul and Mike Tyson?
Oh yeah,
Recorded.
I missed that.
Didn't bother.
I had something going on that day, but yeah, Mike Tyson lost.
Yeah, I have to say the women's fight before it was amazing. Those women were so, so good. However, I don't think it was fair, the result. The Irish woman won. I don't remember her name. I apologize, but the other woman totally should have won. Like she cut her eyebrow. Her eyebrow was like hanging off. Oh man, it was so brutal.
Right.
But Mike and Paul, like personally, I think that was fixed. Mike wasn't even fighting. It was it
Yeah.
was
I
so boring.
I look back at it and I'm just like I'm looking at Mike Tyson and I'm just like, come on, Mike Tyson, you're better than this.
Yeah. And also, if you actually look at the contract rules that he signed,
Mm-hmm.
um, Jake Paul wasn't allowed to hit his, like, Mike wasn't allowed to hit his face. And if you watch the whole match, he doesn't actually ever hit. So
Huh.
you can kind of tell, like, I don't know, there's just a lot of theories and a lot of things and gossip going
Yeah.
around. But honestly, I do think it was fixed. Yeah. And it's a shame. But
Yeah.
he got some good retirement money, I guess. So 20
Mhm.
million or whatever. So
Yeah. I mean, some people are like taking the whole punching the fan face thing in like sports like more seriously than ever now because
Yeah.
it technically,
Crazy.
I mean, because I will say it is technically possible to kill someone just by hitting them in the nose.
Yeah.
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 That's
Because
that's how they come out with that one punch kill rule now.
yeah.
If somebody
Yeah.
gets punched and they die, they get effed basically. You go straight to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it causes broken nose, nasal bone
Goes
fragments
up
will
in.
go
Yeah.
right into the brain and kill you.
Hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
But honestly, that and Netflix had this huge issue where they knew that millions of people were going to be watching this match, and like 80% of the time it was just a loading screen. So yeah, Netflix really need to sort their streaming services out and their live especially, like they need to sort that out.
they do. I agree.
It's so bad, all that money that's gone into it. They couldn't even stream live.
Oh yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, rant over.
Right. So as far as Day of the Dead goes, this is like the one they were obviously putting their most effort into it out of the 3 films, but Here's the thing: George Romero originally, when he wrote it, when he was writing Day of the Dead, he had other ideas that he couldn't portray the way he wanted to in Day of the Dead, and the reason why is because they were on a smaller budget than they originally planned. He wanted to have this movie made about like, where it's like a city of survivors, which he used later on in Land of the Dead in 2005.
Hmm.
But he used the idea of smart zombies, with Bub, which he also used and also was introduced was or not introduced used again in Land of the Dead. And
Yeah.
the reason why the budget got shortened, they started with like 7 million, right? But when George Romero said, you know what, I don't want to make this into an R-rated film. I want to go, uncut, X-rated, so I can show the blood and gore contents that I want, because that's what a zombie movie should be. Yeah, that's what he always believed. Like he believed he shouldn't have restrictions. He should be able to bring his vision to life. But
Hmm.
that didn't sit well with the investor, and his budget got cut in half. So he had to work with about 3 or 4 million. So he couldn't bring that whole city of the living idea to life until decades later, 2 decades later.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like even though people were loving like zombie movies, like how they were improving over the years, yeah, they were still they had people who were sensitive to that, and like we're trying to be careful with what they invest their money into.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas said that World War Z is one of his favorite films. I have to say, when that was being filmed, I was actually in Glasgow city centre when they were filming that,
Hmm.
and nobody had any idea what the film was, but they had the whole one of the biggest main streets in Glasgow. They
What's
had
up?
it all decked out like it was New York. They had the
Hmm.
yellow cabs, they had all the signs, everything, all of the the stoplights, everything, and there was so many people gathered there, like thousands of people, like watching. I'm like, oh, what are they doing? What movie is it? And then there was rumors like Brad Pitt was there, and yeah, it was so cool. And then obviously it came out like 2 or 3 years later, and it was like, oh, okay, it was a zombie movie. So
Oh, hey, look, I figured it out.
yeah, oh, nice.
Got it. We finally have backgrounds figured out.
So yeah, I didn't. I so yeah. Just fun fact: what a lot of World War Z was actually filmed in Glasgow in Scotland. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
so random. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. And yeah, lots of zombies. Always did enjoy zombie movies that were filmed overseas, like 28 Days Later. It showed like London in ruins, and
Hmm.
it's like you see always see like it's interesting to see like different parts of the world, like how something like that affects them. And like it's like, oh man, it's like you keep like seeing this happen in like man, America, but then when you see like an international outbreak, it's like you see it's not just America, it's the whole world.
Hmm.
There's
I
actually
have heard. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that they're making a 28 years later now.
They are.
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
Okay.
they waited quite a long time to get that off the ground. I mean, the first sequel they
Yeah, it
had
is.
was back in 2007. That was 28 weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to write it in the comments later. But there's a book that I have, but I haven't read it yet. But it's about if humanity was just wiped off the face of the earth, but everything else survived, what would happen? And it sounds really interesting about,
They did a documentary on that.
yeah, they
Uh,
did. Yeah, and there's a whole
yeah.
book series on it, but I can't remember the name of it. So yeah, I'll write it in the comments later. But yeah, that's super interesting.
Yes. Let's see. Oh yeah, the main star of this, Laurie Cardell, who plays Sarah. Yeah, it turns out her dad is Bill Cardell, who was known as Chili Billy, and he was like a broadcaster who made an appearance in the original Night of the Living Dead as a news reporter.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he was called Chili Billy because his network often broadcasted scary movies, like they call it a chill something. I'm trying to remember what they called it, but yeah, that's how he got his nickname, Chili Billy.
Ooh, Chili Billy.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. But let's see. Um, oh, and also, yeah, like this also introduced the idea of like if someone gets bitten by a zombie and then they cut off all that limb that was infected, then they might be okay. Like because there was that scene where things really started to fall apart in that base where Miguel, like who was Sarah's boyfriend Miguel, who was he was bitten by a zombie in the arm after when they were trying to deal with bringing zombies out of that corral, which was a
Mhm.
very dangerous job to begin with. Yeah, and then they cut off his arm. They had to like amputate his arm and then like cauterize it with a torch. And they do that to stop bleeding.
I
And
bet that was painful.
oh god, yeah, no anesthetic, just punch to knock him out.
Mhm.
Lovely.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So I think this might have been the first movie to like explore that idea because there have been other zombie movies that have done that. Like when they had to sever a limb to like stop. Like one famous example was I definitely brought this up before was in what was that movie called? It was in Grindhouse. Planet Terror, where Rose McGowan had like a leg torn off by a zombie, and then she had to have like a machine gun, like an assault rifle
Yeah.
replacement
Yeah.
attached.
Yeah.
Yeah, how was she able to fire that thing without pulling any triggers? I do not know. That's like the most over the top thing imaginable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I researched this film recently and found out that one of the soldiers was played by Greg Nicotero, I believe his name is. He was like in his early he was only 21 years old at the time and was working as a makeup effects artist under Tom Savini. I can't imagine anybody better to learn from than Tom Savini. And you know what he did later on in his and you know what he did later on in his career? Went on to do the zombie effects in The Walking Dead.
Oh, wow. He did well then.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, I was always impressed by the zombie makeup effects in The Walking Dead. Those were some of the best ever. Yeah,
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
that got
Super
me, something that got
realistic.
me in The Walking Dead though, no one was wearing any real bright colours. It was always darker colours, muted colours, grey colours. No one was out there in I don't know, floral pink or
Crocs.
daisy coloured types.
Crocs.
No Crocs or Ugg boots. No.
Oh man.
Yeah,
It's
or
like-
even accessories like in their hair and stuff like hairbands and
Yeah.
earrings or glasses. Did any zombies wear glasses?
I think so. Like I think
I
that's
think
been seen
a
a
couple
few
of them.
times, but if
Yeah.
they yeah, I would think that if a person did transform into a zombie and they like had glasses before, I'm sure like the glasses had fallen off somehow down
Yeah,
the road.
that would be the first thing.
I can now picture a Velma zombie going around. My glasses! I can't see a thing without my glasses.
Oh yeah, one of the biggest
Whack.
one of the biggest running gags of Scooby Doo. And let's see. Yeah, that's one of the things I love about zombies. You look at like I've said before, you look at their clothing, look at like the way they are, the way they're dressed. Yeah, like you could just tell what walk of life they came from when before zombification. And yeah, I gotta say the Walking Dead. Like when I saw that for that first episode, I saw that when it first premiered on Halloween back in 2010. I was in college.
Yeah.
I had just come back from a frat party. And then I saw the first two episodes, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been suggesting for a while now um, that we cover the Walking Dead show on here. And oh man, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do that. I'm thinking, do I do like one whole season on each one of these and on each episode of this, or do I cover like one episode at a time?
Years worth. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it's
maybe
so hard.
year 1, 2, and 3 for one episode, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Oh yeah, and so let's talk about like where everything just falls apart, where they're trying to fight through where Sarah, John, and Bill are fighting their way out of the caves. And one thing I noticed is that when they're firing the guns in that here, let me see if I can pull it up on here. You can just tell like the gunfire was like visual effects. Hang on. Day of the Dead. Yes, you can find. Yes, you can find this movie on YouTube. Let's see, and now it's available in 4K. Awesome. Uh, whoa. Okay, here I edited this part that was like extremely graphic. Hang on.
Isn't that like 90% of the film
Oh,
anyway?
here we go. Yeah. Hang on. I found a segment. You can just tell like that's the gunfire coming from the gun. That's that you could tell the visual effects.
Yeah.
It's like it just happens within frames.
That's like Flash Gordon style.
Yeah. It's like I don't remember the last time I've ever seen like gunfire in movies where the gunfire is like blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Lightsabers.
oh yeah. And I've actually researched, and apparently, like the working conditions, especially working in those caves, they haven't been problems with what's called cave dust,
Yeah.
where cast and crew members were inhaling that, and they ended up getting sick. And also, the cave dust was also causing problems with their equipment, like the cut dust was getting inside of cameras and jamming them up.
Yeah, that stuff's dangerous. You definitely have to wear masks and stuff. There's so much bacteria and yeah.
Totally.
Ew.
Totally, yeah,
Yeah.
you got to take precautions. Yeah, like that's why you see that's the way you see when people work in mines. They often have gas masks to prevent inhaling that stuff. Let's see, methane. There's a long list of things you could be exposed to in those places like that.
Mm.
Yeah. I just had an image of if there was a zombie apocalypse, how good would a lightsaber be?
I, would-
Like,
I would say
Shriek
it would be very efficient. It's
right?
straight across the head.
arguably they'd be the most efficient melee weapon. I mean,
So
Oh
we
yeah.
need to prepare, we need to start making lightsabers.
yes, you hear that? You hear that, United States government? Get right on that. Yeah, I heard that like years ago they were actually working on a project where they were going to create like some sort of a super like armored suit. I'm thinking these guys were definitely. I'm thinking, yeah, they were definitely watching Iron Man, and we're like, oh yeah, we can definitely make those.
Yeah, but Robert's getting his lightsaber out now.
Oh,
There he
yeah.
is.
Oh, there we go.
Is that a real one?
It could be. He could have the very first working lightsaber. I've seen like videos of people trying to create their own lightsaber, but really it's technically like a
Yeah.
high powered blowtorch with a huge beam.
What color are you, Robert?
Well, three of them can change colours, but the first one I got was the purple one. I
Okay,
went for Samuel L. Jackson's.
that's very cool.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like lightsaber would easily like take care of zombies. Like if you strike them in like obviously you gotta get them in the head because that's the rule, killing zombies by getting them in the head. Because it would work better than a machete because a lightsaber doesn't it doesn't cut you. It burns and cauterizes. It burns and cauterizes its way through you. So like
Yeah.
how you see in the Star Wars movies, people getting their arm cut off. Yeah, it's burned and cauterized. Therefore, it cannot be put back on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
So
lot of damage. I want a pink one, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
yeah, I don't know if I want. I'm not sure if I would want the Kylo Ren one. That he carries that has like the beam that goes that way and then
Yeah.
sideways like that. Like resembling like a broadsword. Yeah,
Yeah.
like something could go wrong if you misuse it because one of the side beams could like hit you a certain way. Like if I was holding it a certain way, I'm like I don't know. I just feel like that would go wrong somehow.
Yeah.
But
That would then go back to the ancient time with bow and arrows, where they'd do that because that was showing that they had both fingers for the release. If you lost a finger, it'd be
right. Probably the most ineffective weapon against a zombie would be a slingshot. Yeah. So so Bart.
10,000 did a fair good job in what was it? With the Z-weed and what was the name of that? The one with Murphy as the main character because he had the antibodies in his system.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I was about to joke saying Bart Simpson would be screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, obviously a lot of people would go for like say, oh well, like if a zombie apocalypse happened, I would want guns. I would probably like go with guns that had silencers on them because silencers obviously reduce the sound and lessen the chance of like zombies hearing and then moving their way towards you, from a distance. Because
Yeah.
all sorts of things would attract zombies, like gunfire, the sound of car alarms. Yeah, there's a long list of things.
Gas cylinders exploding.
explosions. Yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah,
would need to be like a trained Legolas or a trained Aragorn to like, yeah, be good at old style weapons,
yeah,
swords and archery.
yeah. I mean, I personally have never even held a real gun before, just BB guns with friends. I mean, I have trained myself with like I did have like with other martial arts weapons, like I could throw knives, but
Yep.
I'm not sure how that would be that effective against zombies. Let's see, nunchucks definitely not because I'm a Taekwondo black belt. That's why I'm familiar with martial arts
Oh,
weapons.
nice.
Yeah, I probably would. I more than likely would be good with a sword.
I would choose archery. I'm pretty good at archery.
I've taken archery at the university.
That's fun. It's fun, right? It's really cool.
It is. It's great. That was one of my
So
electives.
exciting. Yeah.
I took that, and I also took ballistics. But
Nice.
it was just pellet guns. They didn't. They're like no university is going to let students fire actual guns. No, no way. I mean,
G-Nation.
that's a recipe for disaster right there. But yeah, like there's several good ways and several bad ways to defend yourself against a zombie. I mean, like there are some people who say, "Oh, like if we just cut off the limbs, they won't come after us." But they can still be dangerous, even if the head is still active. Like if you get close enough, one false move, and then it takes a bite out of you.
Yeah.
Back in a second, folks.
Yeah. Wait, what just happened?
I think Robert said he'll be back in a bit.
Oh, okay. I think I misheard him. Yeah. So, and I think that one actor, let's see, Alex. I want to say what was his name? Alexander. What was it? Hold on. Oh yeah, Terry Alexander, who played John, who had that accent. Yeah, with like a West Indies accent. I don't think that was his real accent in real life.
No, it wasn't very convincing.
Yeah. Oh, here he said it says he's from Detroit.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it says the actor was from
Yeah.
Detroit, so he just went with an accent that he felt like went well with the character. Like I guess he was like going for like West Indies, Jamaican, and I mean the opening. I mean the theme song of Day of the Dead definitely had like a Caribbean kind of a feel to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, it did.
it was something different. I like how they kind of like changed the tone a bit just to make the show that this movie is just its own thing. They're not trying to like recreate the exact same thing as the previous ones.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do give this movie credit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different.
Oh yeah. Uh, let's see. Oh, let's see. Here, Sherman Howard. I want to see what other. Oh, he says he was in an episode of. He says he was in Seinfeld. Sherman Howard, who played Bub the zombie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. It says he's done like. Let's see. Core Inject 2. I already know about that. Yeah, he's done several work in video games. Oh, let's see. He was in Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
Oh, here we were talking about Star Wars. He played Admiral Revold in Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh, okay.
Been ages since I played that game. That was back in
Yeah.
yeah, that was back in 2011.
Wow. Yeah.
I say back in 2011. I was in college at that time. Oh man, yeah, I was initiated in a frat, working on my film studies. Yeah,
A long, long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away.
in a state, in a not a galaxy, but a state just south of here. Yeah, in a small town about 400 miles south of here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Yeah.
Very.
Oh yes, it's good. Yeah, it's a good town.
Did you have loads of fried chicken?
Yeah, they promoted all sorts of things that were Southern style. They got chicken, the grits. It was a very different culture down there compared to what I'm used to here in Chicago. But it was fascinating learning about it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and I definitely stuck out like a sore thumb. I mean, yeah, people could tell from my accent that I was definitely not from around there.
Yeah.
They were just saying stuff. They were saying say Chicago, and I'm like Chicago.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that I didn't have that Southern accent.
No.
No,
No.
so yeah, because of that, I really stuck out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so did you go and get something, Robert?
Yeah, I had to check something outside.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were bringing something to show us. My bad.
No, I said I'd be back in a sec.
Oh,
Is it your cats?
No, no,
Oh, your cats are awesome.
and not my cats. They're the owner's cats.
Yeah, well, the cats that live with you.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
yeah. Here, like I said before, here, let me give you an idea of like what the zombies were. Here, I got this right here. Like I'm wishing there was a better way to display this, but look at that. I just love how like well organized this whole thing was when it
Mm.
showed like those scenes.
Oh, one in red.
That must have been really fun to be an extra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, the actors who starred in this, who played the zombies, the extras, they were paid $1 for this, and were also given a hat that says "I was a zombie in Day of the Dead." Yeah.
Wow.
Look at this. There's a clown in there. There's a football player. There's a bride.
Mhm.
There's like a whole variety of people that were once living and are now among the undead.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing the detail that they put into this, the costuming, everything, the makeup.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, who wouldn't want to dress up like a zombie and be on set? That's so cool.
I wouldn't mind
They
that.
should, they should get the Undertaker to be the leader of one of these zombie hordes at one point in time.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. And also, I believe this is the first movie where the zombies were like the first Romero movie where the zombies were really groaning. These were like really making the louder noises.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Yeah, I would love to play a zombie too. Yeah, just walk around, just be like, brains must have brains.
Sounds
using,
like Tony Todd there.
yeah, using my Frank Welker voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would,
that
would
voice.
you would you actually talk though if you were a zombie?
I don't know. I could just be like,
Yeah, just making
Well,
noises.
if they're like warm bodies, they've learned to talk again.
yeah, yeah,
If you count that as a zombie movie.
yeah. Typically, zombie movies they just want a zombie just be like this, like. Like that.
Yeah, why can't they talk normally? Why can't they just be like, "Good day, mate. All
Well,
right."
let's remember there are some. We actually did cover one zombie movie where they did that, The Return of the Living Dead. There were,
Mhm.
Mm,
yeah, there are a few zombie movies out there where the zombies do talk.
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess
Yeah,
it's because they're like brain dead, though, aren't they?
yeah. It depends on what direction
Yeah.
It depends on what direction certain films are going for.
Mm,
Sometimes we got zombies that run, let's see, yeah, which also Return of the Living Dead introduced, and it was also used in the Dawn of the Dead remake in 2004,
mm.
a movie that we're definitely covering this fall the following year.
Also,
Yeah.
The Last of Us, they run at you.
Oh yeah, and yeah,
Yeah,
The Last of Us.
Well,
Love
they got
that
the
show.
clickers and everything else.
terrifying.
Love the
Yeah.
game.
Mhm.
Yes, and yeah. So like I said, there's all kinds of different zombies out there. But yeah, like The Last of Us having like a fungus based of a virus or no, not virus. If a fungus based outbreak, yeah,
Infection.
that was something a nice way to switch it up. You know, that was
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good series.
such a good game
The
too.
games.
I
Yeah.
Oh,
love,
yeah.
I love the games.
The
Yeah.
game's scary,
Yeah,
especially the bit where you have to go down the holes and you can see all the floaty bits spring up.
the floating bits. Oh yeah, the spores. Yeah, that's one of the ways.
Yeah. And put
That's
your mask on.
one of the ways that the fungus spreads. Yeah, like The Last of Us would be more terrifying because we don't have any vaccinations for anything fungus based, just
Not yet.
viruses. So yeah, we'd be in serious trouble if cordyceps
Yeah.
did mutate into a variant that can infect humans.
I did read about fungus and mushrooms that apparently their DNA is practically alien because it doesn't match anything else on Earth, but it's closer to our DNA. Isn't that weird?
It is
Mhm.
crazy.
It's like, what? Where did they come from? And like, how? And like, yeah, your body would be able to grow mushrooms out of it because it's like, yeah, you.
I mean, yeah,
Fascinating.
yeah. I mean, it's like obviously, the Land of the obviously the Last of Us, their variant of the cordyceps. Like I said, fictional. It's an idea of what would happen if it would infect humans, but the real fungus really is a lot like that when it comes to insect world. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty freaky.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh, here, Billy is asking. One question: how does this connect to Land of the Dead? I don't think it really connects with Land of the Dead as much as it connects with Dawn of the Dead, and I'll tell you why. You remember those motorcycle guys in Dawn of the Dead at the end, where they let the zombies in and then they quote just make a mess of things at the mall? Well, Tom Savini played one of those motorcycle outlaws who carried around a machete. In Land of the Dead, there's a zombie that's dressed up in a motorcycle outfit carrying a machete, played by Tom Savini. So I think it's implied that that Tom Savini's character was zombified in Dawn of the Dead and came back in Land of the Dead. So that's one connection I believe this movie does have with one of the original three movies. Yeah. So,
Interesting.
oh yeah, and yeah, I just love Tom Savini's work when not, with when he's an actor or also when he's doing what he's well known for, the makeup effects. And
Yeah.
oh yeah, and yeah, and Day of the Dead. I forgot to mention in the beginning. Day of the Dead was like released in like 7 years after Dawn of the Dead, and between that time, George Romero was working on other projects such as Creep Show. I absolutely love Creep Show. We covered that on episode 10, I believe, of this podcast. Yeah, it was 10. And he also did Night Riders, a movie that I definitely need to see. Apparently focuses on Renaissance and like horse riding. Definitely not the kind of thing I would expect from Romero, but yeah, I'll check it
Knight
out.
Rider. That
Right,
rings a
yeah.
bell.
Not related to the show Night Rider. No, it's something else.
Hmm.
Night Riders. Oh, here, Ed Harris was in it. Huh.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, and Tom Savini, of course. Oh,
Hmm.
Patricia Tallman. She played
Yeah.
Barbara in the remake in
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Martin Ferrero from Jurassic Park. Huh. Okay. And let's see. It's got a 6.3 out of 10 stars on IMDb. Medieval reenactment troupe struggles to maintain its family-like dynamic amid the pressure from local authorities, interest from talent agents, and their king's delusions of grandeur. Hmm.
Okay, I think I'll give it a go.
I may look into that. Is one of his non-horror movies. Yeah, I figured because yeah, like I was gonna say, it's not the kind of thing I would typically expect from George Romero.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'll check it out. Yeah. So yeah, Day of the Dead. Like obviously, it's different from the other two movies, but I do believe it deserves credit for in some areas. Like I like the idea of whole isolation causing madness kind of theme that they were going for with this, and the zombie effects were great. And the gore effects
Yeah.
were gruesome and phenomenal.
And there were some really iconic scenes in there that influenced other films that came after it. So, yeah, like the splitting of yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
scene.
the ending was so gruesome where the soldiers were getting their comeuppance,
Yeah.
and like there was that one soldier like who was running from zombies and ended up like getting overpowered by zombies and like had his head torn off while he was screaming, and you could like hear his vocal cords stretching like you could hear like his voice change, like become more high pitched as his head was being torn off because his vocal cords were being stretched.
Yeah, that was just way too much.
That was horrific. Let's see, Rickles having his head torn apart and like they were like eating his hand. Let's see, Steele was kind of confronted by Bub because Bub wanted payback for Logan's death, but ultimately he took out on Rhodes. Yeah, Rhodes was the most one of the most satisfying villain deaths in horror movies. Direct non horror movies. Yeah, that's true. Yep, James Wan. That's a good example of that. Yeah, I liked Aquaman. Not so much the second one though, but yeah, I remember first seeing Day of the Dead when I was like I was 12 at the time. I saw like they had it aired on Sci-Fi Channel, and I thought it had a few interesting ideas. I was just kind of like confused on how different it was from other zombie movies. It's like, wait, we have zombies that use guns now? What's going on here?
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
Oh yeah, 1985 was a pretty big year for horror, like with zombie movies, because there was this, and then there was also the Return of the Living Dead. Yeah,
Mm.
my third favorite zombie movie.
My favorite zombie movie has to be Shaun of the Dead. Like
Yes,
that is my all-time favorite. Like it's so good.
I should mention, Kate, we may be covering Shaun of the Dead soon, but it depends on what the audience thinks. Because after we cover the Night of the Living Dead remake, I'm going to give
Mm.
them a choice. Well, which zombie movie we should cover, like after that? What should
It
it
has
be?
to be Shaun of the Dead. Come on, it's British.
Like here's the choices I will give them. I will give them the 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead. Let's see, and then Shaun of the Dead, and also let's 28 days later,
Killian
or
Murphy.
let's see, Land of the Dead or Zombieland.
Shaun of the Dead. Easy. It
Well,
has to be.
well, let's leave it up. We'll leave it up to the audience. Because people have been requesting all sorts of things like crazy, and I'm just like, okay, let's put it to a vote, see what what the majority wants.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thomas
So
says World War Z. Have you covered that one already?
no, we haven't.
That's a good one. I like
Oh yeah.
that one as
Oh yeah.
well.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with Brad Pitt performance either. So.
Yeah, he was good in that.
Oh, here, Silver Bullet. Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Oh, don't count as good horror movies in '85. Oh no, I was trying. Yeah, they were good horror films and other good ones in '85. I was talking about it was a good year for zombie movies because there were two good ones that came out that year. That's what I mean. I mean, I'm not saying all horror films, but at the time, well, were no good. They had some pretty good ones. Like Silver Bullet, I thought was pretty good. Let's see, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was. I thought third one was a little bit better. Let's see. Phenomena was great. Oh yeah, Fright Nights. Yes. Hey, I mean, hey, I love Fright Night. We covered that on here. Like, come on. If I didn't love Fright Night, if I didn't love Fright Night, I would not have this. I mean, granted, I am looking for a Blu-ray copy, but they are pretty scarce. Yeah, but
Yeah, some films are really hard to come by now, I've noticed, like on Blu-ray or DVD, because everything seems to be just streaming now, doesn't it?
mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of streaming going on. Like a lot of people are releasing movies just on digital copies as opposed to like going with
Yeah.
Blu-rays, physical copies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just afraid that soon physical copies will become a thing of the past because in several of the Best Buys that I've been to recently, do not have Blu-rays or 4K discs anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no more physical copies at Best Buy.
No. I
I
just can't
mean,
imagine that because we grew up with
yeah,
videos, DVDs, like you can see the covers, you can
yeah,
physically hold it and look at it. And
yeah.
yeah,
I just hope they never do that with books. I will
yeah,
because I love physical copies. I love being able to hold this in my hand and read it. But it's like yes, I can understand the benefits of like reading it on a tablet, you know. But
I really struggle reading on a tablet, like a book. I always prefer to have the paperback book, honestly. I find it so hard reading from the screen the whole time. It gives me such a headache.
yeah, that's the problem with some people as well. Like if they have to read something, because I'll be honest, I can't read if I'm like a passenger in a car. People do things like like play on their like watch something on their phone. Like play a handheld like a Switch or something. But me, I just can't like or just read on their tablet. Me, I can't read on tablets. Like yeah, it just it makes me feel very
Yeah,
cautious. Yeah.
yeah, same. And I also find when I read paperback versions, I remember things a lot better than if I'm reading something off a screen.
Wow, nice.
So yeah, I don't I don't know why. I just can't retain I just can't retain the same information from
Yeah,
books if it's
the
on
the
screen.
digital information doesn't pass through properly, and
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
it's the physical on the page. It sinks in
Yeah,
better.
Yep.
yeah, highlighting, writing
Yeah,
physically, and you
yeah.
remember things so much better.
Right. Here, yeah, we're covering that, Billy. In if everything goes according to plan, we're covering it in 2 weeks. Right after, we're going to cover it right after. Antlers. That's coming next week's show because yeah, that's the one that Nick really wanted to cover, and considering that what he's just been through, and now that he's starting to get better, I think it's only fair that we cover something that he really wanted to talk about.
Definitely.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
So
really good. It'd be really good to have Nick back next week.
yes.
Fingers crossed if
Definitely.
he's up to it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, looking forward to having him back on here. Yeah.
Yay.
So I think that's gonna be it for tonight's. Yeah. The Oh wait, digital and streaming services are taking over physical. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that because people just find the convenience of that being able to. It's like, I mean, I have nothing against it. I mean, I have all sorts of stream services. I love to watch on my phone or on my smart TV over there or on my tablet. But
Yeah.
just seeing this, yeah, like something you could just see and touch.
I think also a lot of people now don't have the space because of like housing and apartments and that, like it's so much easier just to have everything streaming, and so you don't have to carry like physical copies everywhere because they do take up space, if you're not really that much of a collector or if you're not really into it. So
Oh yeah, I mean, I've always been the collector type. I collect.
yeah.
I've collected movies. I've collected games. I've collected books.
Yeah, but lots of people just don't want that in their house because they're like, oh, it just takes up space. So
Yeah,
Well,
but I
it
could.
doesn't do any good when the power goes out, though, and you
yeah,
haven't got anything to stream from.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You're pretty
I
stuck
mean,
then.
in the 3.5 years that I lived in this condo, my power has only gone out once,
Okay.
just
Hmm.
once. So that's all I never had to worry about that issue, and
Mhm.
it was pretty simple to fix. I just go to my circuit breaker over there and just make the flip the right switches. Yeah, but yeah, I could see why that would be an issue for people who suffer from power
Hmm.
outages. But yeah, I mean, depending on somebody's situation, I can understand where they're coming from. Like as far as having limited space, because like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But internet keeps going out. Yeah, not anymore. I'm just about to get a brand new router. So yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, my internet provider owes me one.
That's good.
So hopefully that problem hopefully that problem gets resolved. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this edition of the Fear Fans podcast. Yeah, Day of the Dead is definitely worth seeing. It's like even though I do love Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead a bit more. This one really stands out, and like this one is a good watch. Like it's yeah, like it's I'm gonna try to say it's amazing in its own way.
Yeah,
Yeah, it introduces several good ideas that are used that George Romero also uses in later films, and yeah, and do like it's the message it has about isolation leading to madness.
yeah. And if you like gore, you should definitely watch it.
Yes, this one is full of gore. Like I forgot to mention that one zombie that Logan was experimenting on, it's down on the table. It tries to get up, and like its stomach is open and all its guts are spilling out. Yeah,
Nope. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's the kind of gore you better prepare yourself for when you decide to watch Day of the Dead. And it gets worse after that, especially the ending.
Great.
That carnage.
Nice.
Yeah, Rhodes really had it were the worst, being ripped in half. Oh man,
Lovely.
yes. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys again soon on the live stream. I think Thursday I'll be back on there. So yeah,
Awesome. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good week. We'll see you next
Yep.
week.
yep. See you guys
Thanks,
next week. Yep. See you guys next week as we cover antlers. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye bye.